Hi, uh, thank you for joining class Introduction to Economy. And this semester, as I told you, we will have study of a principle of economy. The principle of economy is a basic concept, but which cover whole economic series, macroeconomy and microeconomy. But at least we need to understand the basic principle of economy. Okay, this lecture will be held in English. Okay, in English, and uh, we're gonna have the concept of principles. Okay, and then as I told you, this is quite a basic concept, but later on, for the pure study of the microeconomy and macroeconomy, this concept will be very helpful for your easy understanding. Okay, then today, as the first time of this subject, I wanted to introduce the principle of economy, but uh, among them, I have selected the 10 principles, which is very key concept covering whole economic, theorems. Okay, and I have the 10, principle. We have to understand this one. Okay, because this 10 concept should be remembered whenever you access economy. Okay, whenever you access economy because this concept is quite critical for understanding whole theorem of economy. Okay, then we can divide this 10, theorem into three division. Okay, first, how people make a decision. Okay, here we can see how people make a decision. Okay, this is a personal level concept, right? And next, we have four groups here. Okay, we have four groups here, and how people interact. Okay, the second study we have to look into is how people interact. Okay, how people interact, and last, third part of 10 is how economies as a whole work. Okay, how the economy as a whole work. Okay, so this is last part we have to review among of 10 principles. Okay, as you can see, number one, number two, number three, number four principle is how to decide. This is related to how people make decisions. Okay, so we will find the mechanism of the people decisions. Okay, this is very important, right? Because what? Because why? Economy is to find. Okay, the government, the policy of government is functional, reasonable, or not. So to study economy is to build your ability to detect, to evaluate the actions of government, meaning that the policy of government, whether the government policy is workable or not. Okay, whether the policy of government is punctual or not, like that. Okay, to detect the one. So, whether the government policy will be successful or not in the near future. Okay, to find that one, to evaluate that one, sometimes we should give them a critical review regarding their policy suggestion. So the economy is economic study tend to focus, focus on building ability, right? Uh, to evaluate government policy. Because of in the entity of economy, we divided into three major parties. Government, firm, and home. These three entities make a law and make a national economy. So we have to understanding each of levels and then their behaviors, and finally we should have ability the evaluations of their actions. So then let's see the one moment. I will erase this one, and then because I need some space for sometimes I need another board. Then I'll choose that one. Then I can choose. Here but this one is I do need the space to fit. Then give me a few seconds to adjust the screen to the record. Here I will show you. The first concept was that, so we can detect this one. The first concept of so the meaning of trade-off. Trade-off. So we needed to discuss the meaning of trade-off. The meaning of trade-off is none other than once you select A and then you have a increase as a selection A, the result can be increased. Contrary, the B can be reduced like that. For instance, if government print much money, right, then the inflation will goes up. Inflation goes up, right? Inflation goes up. Instead, contrary, the unemployment will goes down, because you as a central government print much money through their physical policy. The distributor spread their money. Spread money. They spread money all around nations, and then every people get more money. Their nations, the citizens, receives more money. through whatever workers and as the as big some constructions like New Deal or welfare, the social security policies, whatever. Okay, the government try to distribute, spread the money, uh, maybe of 10% or 5%. Okay, more than average. Okay, more than previous amount. Then in the market, the fiscal condition will be better. Okay, better. Then more people receive, the more people earn more money. Then they spend more money. Okay, then uh, the demand, as you know, demand. Demand. The buying amount, the purchasing amount will increase and higher than prior. Okay, higher than prior. Okay, then the price of a product will be increased, right? The price of a product will be increased because less prior, much more demand. Then prior will increase the price. Okay, then we see this phenomenon as inflations, meaning that the value of money down. Okay, the value of money goes down because of too much money in the market. Too much money in the market. Everyone want to purchase something, but instead, the supplier is in short. Okay, in this case, naturally, supplier try to increase the price because to make more money. Okay, in this case, as the government spread much money, the inflation goes up. But because of the you know bigger demand, supplier try to produce more product, more articles. Then they need more facility and they need more labor. So employment will be increased, okay, to some amount, okay. So in this case, we have inflations, okay, but we have a less unemployment. These two relations we called trade-off, okay, trade-off. These two relations we called trade-off, okay. So the trade-off is none other than something increase or decrease as we took something increase or decrease, okay. That is the trade-off. So people first trade-off whenever we have in front of selections choice, we are facing trade-off. Okay, so the people when they make decisions, they are always facing trade-off issues. Okay, what can be incurred when I select something? Okay, they always facing this challenge. Okay, so I told you we have 10 principles covering whole economic series. Okay, we have 10 major principles to cover whole economic series, and it can divide it into three splits, right? Three splits. Okay. The first split is how people make decisions, and in these four sections is composed of four factors. Okay, people face trade-off, and as you can see, Number two is the cost of something is what you give up to get it. This is a similar concept, right? This is similar concept between A and B. Okay, you will sacrifice something as you select when you want something, right? And as you get something, you are always facing, okay, and contrary phenomenon. If your selection makes something goes up, then the counterpart, something not selected, or something other counterpart will be goes down. I gave you these relations as example of impressions and unemployment. Okay, as government spread much money, okay, as government print much money, the result inflation goes up, contrary unemployment goes down. I told you why the relations, okay? What happened between two relations, okay? Because a higher demander, supplier want to make more money, then they hire more people. Then unemployment goes down, okay? So proper information is the reasons why the proper information is necessary for the active economy, okay? Because the in active economy, to be an active economy, unemployment should be lower, okay? Because employee, when they receive their wage, the employee is a big consumer, okay? Then the supplier try to produce more productions and maintain employment of the people, okay? Then they can sustain good economy. Understand? Okay, these two factors, okay, are related very tightly once people makes a decision, okay? So the people pays trade-off and the cost of something what you give up to get it, okay? So you will always consider, once you make a decision, the two items first, okay? You are facing trade-off once you select something, and that can result goes up or goes down. Contrary, the counterpart related to item you select will goes up or goes down. Contrary, okay? If your items goes up, your counterpart factor will goes down. Okay? This is the we called trade-off phenomenon. Okay, trade-off relation. So usually we are facing the personal people, the citizens also facing this, challenger. But usually, once government make a policy, they are facing this challenger, and they need a deep, thought before they make decisions of the policy, which can make a big influence on whole nations and citizens. Okay, that's the reasons why these two items are quite tightly related. Okay, quite tightly related. Okay, and then the trade-off and once you select something, then you give up to get it. There is something another to give up. Okay, and then these two items is very critical once you select. Okay, I told you the economy is a constant challenger of selections. Okay, in the process of selections, you are facing the constant, agony. Which one should be decided? Comparing, first you are facing, trade-offs, and you are facing your agony that once you select something, you have to give up another, to get it. So we have to evaluate It's each of things. Okay. Because economy is to study which one is more efficiency. And sometimes, okay, rather than efficiency, we have to also in the position of government, okay, we have to select equality. Okay, so efficiency and equality as a main factor to consider, something to decide it, especially in case of government policy like that. Okay, these two items is very important, right? So we have the study with the reason we study the economy is to detect whether the government policy decision is to meet efficiency and equality. Okay, sometimes we have to more focus on efficiency, but sometimes we also consider equality equally. Okay, and number three. Okay, we will see the number three. Okay, number three is a national people. National people. What is the meaning of national people? Think of margin. Okay, margin. We have very strange language margin, right? Oh, sorry. I made some mistake. Let me give me one more chance. Not G. Okay. Margin. Okay, margin. Okay, we have language. Most of you think this is quite strange, something. Margin, okay? So we have to understand in economy terms, a margin, okay? So rational people think of margin, okay? The margin is margin. We have two, margin related term we have to deal with in economies. Margin cost and margin benefit. Okay, so this term margin is very vague. To just the definitions of this margin is very hard to explain. But with the example, we can easily understand what the margin means. Okay, what the margin means. So I will select the second method to give you something explanations as an example. Okay, not very strict definitions. Okay, first we have to detect what the rational people means. Okay, rational people is very reasonable people. Okay, reasonable people what? Do not act with emotional. Okay, do act as an idea. Okay, as an idea. Sometimes very focused on statistic or sometimes arithmetics or like that. Okay, so people is very arithmetics. Okay, statistics. Okay, very sophisticated, not emotional. Okay, the rational people means that kind of meaning. Okay, rational people think of a margin. Okay, I will give you some example. Okay, you have a P, the pair system, the cell phone. You have a basic 4 boxes, and you have a 0.5 additional per minute. This is your cell phone P conditions. Okay, cell phone P. Okay, then minute, and if you use 100 minutes for months, then your total, this is 15 boxes plus basic 40 boxes, then totally 90 boxes per month, right? Okay, this is your telephone P, right? Telephone P, okay. So, but I told you, the additional charge per minute is a 0.5, okay, 0.5 boxes, 50 cent, okay, 50 cent. So, okay, then you want to call to your, okay, then divided this one, okay. If you use 100 minute, then your total per, your total P for month is 9. So you pay 9 boxes per what? Per minute. Right? Understand that? Okay, see that? You have a basic fare 40 boxes and you should pay 0.5 boxes per what? Per minute. Okay? Then suppose that you use 100 minute per month. Okay? Then 100 multiplier 0.5. Okay, this is per minute, right? And then this is the total minute you use per month. Then this is the 50 boxes for your car. Okay, for your car, for what? For 100 minutes. Okay, then anyway, because you have the basic fee $40. Okay, then okay, $40 plus the P you used, actually you used, okay, 100 minute is 50 boxes. Then your total P per month is $90. Okay, the $90. But this $90 can divide it. What? For what? For 10 or 100 minute. Then $9 per minute. So you pay $9 per minute, right? You think of this, right? But suppose that then your benefit, this is just a, countable, and that's the arithmetic, arithmetic value per minute. Okay, this is cost. What cost? This is marginal cost. This is cost, right? For calling, 1 minute calling. Okay, this is cost. Also, you can count benefit as a calling, as you feel the happiness by calling to your friends. Okay, then you can feel your happiness as you call to your friends per minute, $7, dollars per minute. Okay, $7 per minute. Okay, then you can consider too. This is benefit. What benefit? As calling to your friends per minute. Okay, as you call to your friends, this is benefit you can get, like happiness, or you can, expel your, stress as you're talking merrily with your friends like that. Okay, anyway, $9 is your benefit as you call to your friends. Okay, then this is a benefit. Okay, then we can consider 2 items. Okay, let me show you. Then we have two items. What? Okay, here $7 and it's $9. Then you just compare these two figures itself. Okay. Oh, I can get benefit $7, but as a expenditure, I have to pay for $9 as a cost. Then cost is higher than my benefit. Then I don't have to call to my friends. You can imagine like this, but this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Why? Why I can say this is wrong? Because okay, if you divide this whole cost by minute, 9 is right. 9 per minute for the cost occurring 1 minute is right. But this is not, marginal. Because, okay, I told you is an additional cost per 1 minute is not 9. This is a total including what? Basic, okay? Your marginal cost is not 9 but 0.5 because I already told you, okay, 1 minute additional cost for 1 minute is 0.5, but the pressure and your benefit gaining as according to your friend is $7. Okay, then $7 your benefit is higher than $0.5 of expenditure. Okay, once we count like this, 0.5 is also marginal cost. Okay, so reasonable people think like this. Okay, when you select, when you comparing, when you thought the cost, 9 as 9, you cannot select 7. But once you count the cost, not 9, but 0.5, you can select your price 7. Okay? So this is very reasonable people's decision. Okay? And they think of margin. I told you margin. Okay? Just now we have 0.5 cost, additional cost, and 9. Okay. Which one you will select? The reasonable people select not this, but this. Then he will give your friends, okay, for the what? Benefit 7, right? This is the marginal. And then, okay, the reasonable people think of the margin. Okay, margin. Okay. And number 4, we have another example of a margin, but I think you have enough understanding. Okay, I think you have enough. Oh, one more margin then. Okay, good. I'll show you the one more margin. Which one is the more margin? Okay, you can easily experience. Okay, when you stop by airport, right? When you stop by airport, airport. Okay, on airport. Okay. Uh, okay, the full seat to accommodate this, for example, 200 seat as full. This is availability for airplane. Okay, and then the cost for this airplane from dispatch to arrival, is $100. 1,000, okay, US dollar. Then each seat should pay for 500 because it can divide it right? Divide it right. Divide it right. 20 then. Okay. The seat per person, per one seat, at least it should be 500 boxes, right? 500 boxes. Then this airplane failed to fool the passengers, okay, at the point of departure, okay. Okay, they have a empty seat, 50 empty seat. Okay, 50 empty seat. Then suppose that. Okay, then originally, according to statistic, evaluation, at least the seat should be paid at least 500. But someone come and suggest 300 for the empty seat, for one seat. Then how this airline company decision? No doubt they should accept this proposal. Why? The company should not consider this value because this value is already not possible at the point of departure, right? Because if airplane company reject this proposal, they cannot earn nothing. But instead, if the airplane company accept this proposal, okay, they can make profit. Why? Because for this additional one person, okay, they can only, they can only consume, the cost of a meal during aviations. Understand? The cost of aviations at most can up to maybe 100 boxes. Then the company make a profit 200 boxes. Okay, this is marginal. This is marginal. We call this one as marginal. So we have to, as like the previous example, okay, if the company or if the cell phone owner consider original cost, they cannot choose beneficial selections. Okay, but if they think like this way, the marginal is okay. This is comparing the minimum cost they can spend, then that we call the marginal cost. Okay, they don't think, the original price or original cost at the point of, urgent, at the point of extreme situations. They have to consider the marginal concept. Okay, if they think that it's marginal, they can select more benefit, selections. And next, number 4, people response to incentive. Okay, the incentive. Okay, the incentive meaning that the incentive, some penalty, sometimes penalty, and sometimes benefit. Either way, depending on how person act, right? Uh, Incentive is very important fact when make decisions. Okay, when people make decisions. Okay. Also, I'll show you the example of this one for your easy understanding. Incentive. Okay, what is the incentive? The the tax is very typical incentive. Okay, as tax tax imposed on what? For example, in gasoline, gas, and kerosene. Okay, we have two kind of car moving by gasolines and kerosene. If government impose a high tax on gasoline, then people try to buy small engine car or gasoline. I'm sorry, kerosene. Okay, kerosene car because they don't want to pay for more money for fuels. Okay, and taxes imposed on the car, right? Okay, this is very typical example. Okay, it depending on as the government imposed incentive on certain items, okay, like fuels or supposed to one more thing, okay, seatbelt. I'll give you. You easily understand what the incentive mean in this example, right? Usually incentives are one of the major, factor of government policy, okay, to make to induce the citizens' decisions and makes the citizens, drive the citizen go for the government purpose, like that. Okay, as the government can impose by tax or other thing. Also, let's suppose that the insurance, P. Okay, this case, and insurance P for what? Seatbelt. Seatbelt. Okay, government want to reduce car accidents. Okay, car accidents. For the car accidents, the people try to fasten their seatbelt. Fasten seatbelt. For example, once you have a brake accidents, if driver fasten seatbelt, and then car insurance company can pay for willingly. But contrary, they don't pay anything. Then most of driver try to fasten seatbelt. Okay? Once the drivers once drivers select fastening seatbelt. What is the incentive? What is incentive? What is incentive? Okay, they have two incentive. Okay, they can pay once the accident is happen, and also one more incentive is they can reduce the mortality, dying rate, less die. Okay, once accidents occurs, right? Less die. Meaning that, okay, less die, then more safer. Okay, less die, more safer. more safe. Okay, as they feel more safer, they speed up because they have no reason to slow down the speed. Okay, as they have a fasten seatbelt. This one speed up and they takes more time because they can move faster to a certain point and they have extra time and they can spend that time for other works. That is their incentive. Okay? So, as a government impose patient seatbelt by insurance policy, the incentive it was only for drivers. But contrary, sometimes government policy with incentive makes, wrongdoings, wrong behaviors. For what? Okay. The accidents reduced. No, I'm sorry. The mortality, the dying rate of a driver is reduced. But as driver do not feel any careless, any careful. They drive very careless because they feel themselves safer, fastening their seatbelt, and they speed up. So the number of accidents was increased, and the mortality, more pedestrian, pedestrian died. The workers died. Okay? This is unexpected wrongdoings, phenomenon happens. Okay? Sometimes this is because of incentive, but this incentive make a wrongdoing to pedestrian. The pedestrian mortality increase because of careless driving and speed up. Okay? This is also the incentive. So sometimes the incentive the government focus on make a wrongdoing like this. But no doubt incentive make a big influence on people's decision makings. Understand? Okay. And next big part of 10 principles is how people interact. We have reviewed how people make decisions, and this time how people interact. Okay, how people interact. Trade can make everyone better off. Okay, everyone better off. Trading can be defined domestic and international together, but usually it refers to international trading between countries. International trading. Okay. Very classic theory of trading. Absolutely advantageous theory and comparative advantage theory, whatever. Okay. Countries who has competitive against their competitor can occupy the product productions. Okay. For example, whether it is absolute advantage or is a comparative advantage. Okay, country A, country B. Okay, according to the absolute competitive theory by Adam Smith, if A is absolutely comparative, A make. Okay, and if B has absolutely comparative articles, B will make. And they do deal together and okay, by money they earn, they will more articles from other country they need. Then in this case, A will share to B and B will share to A, and A will purchasing from B what they need. Okay, and B will also purchase from A what they need more than lowest price they can produce. Okay, then both two countries are beneficial together. Win-win. Okay, win-win. Pillar 2. Comparative advantage theory by Ricardo. Same phenomenon. Meaning that as countries trading together, they can purchase cheaper product because the firm comparative can produce product with a lower cost because they have more resources and more competitive factors than their competitor. So in this method, country can purchase product from Aryan countries more than lower price than they can produce. Okay, because each of country has competitions enough lower price. So international trading can make everyone better off. Good for all of country involving in trading. Okay, so this is one of the big economic principle we have to keep in mind. Okay, later on we will have another chapter, international trading and economy, the relations, as I told you right now. Okay, we have a more detailed example and we have more theoretical, approach regarding this one to approve. Trade can makes everybody better off. Okay, and next. Okay, next. Market are usually a good way to organize economics. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Okay, I'll delete others. Okay, have you ever heard Adam Smith? Okay, he told in the market there is invisible, nothing. And Okay? Invisible hands. What price? He insisted the price and the pre-market is magic hand. Magic hand. There is no any administrations. There is no controller to control market. Each of component, each of participant in the market, they only try to their profit, but magic, like magic. Okay, this interest seek spirit make magically control the market and distributions of prop material, prop article to prop persons, and make very ideal equilibrium of demand and supply and decided price of there. Adam Smith called this one invisible, unseen, magic hand. That is none other than the price of the market. Okay? So, the government should not intervene the market. By what? By tax. The tax is very obstacle which distort, market. Market should itself up and down by supply and demand can meet equilibrium, the meeting point between supplier and demand. Okay? And then price are composed of at that point. So government should not intervene pre-market. The government intervene pre-market as planned market, like Soviet Union and China in the 1980s and 1990s. Okay, they controlled in the planned market, not pricing, but government official was a controller of the market. They are mighty majestic to control whole nation's demand and supplier, and they are God. By contrary, in the pre-market, Adam Smith insists that any government intervention should be excluded because of it must be an obstacle of pre-market. Okay? So, even there is no main controller or certain officer controller, markets are itself a magic with unseen, invisible hands. All of component, all participant in market, they try to act for their own profit, not for public, not for welfare, not for social benefit, just for themselves. But magically, there was equilibrium to meet an ideal distribution of the article to a proper person. Okay? So he called this as magic hand. So market itself without intervention of any government. If it is remained itself, the market usually a good way to organize economy. Okay, this is meaning of that. And number 7 of 10 principles, government can sometimes improve market outcome. Okay, I will show you that one. Okay, what is the meaning of this one? Adam Smith insists that the government should not intervene in market, but market itself can be a magic hand by the pricing, supply and demand equilibrium, but it couldn't be a complete. It couldn't be a complete. Because of what? Because of two factors. Because government try to, complete stability. Two factors. Number 1, efficiency. Number 2, equality. These two should be harmonized. Okay? Then market itself, as I told you, there is no controller. There is no official controller. So once market is good, once market has no failure, government is not necessary to intervene. But once market has been paired what? For the distributions. Okay? For the distributions. Okay. Once market is paired, meaning that market is paired in distribution for what? For externality. Okay? For externality. Okay, and for equality. Okay, externality is meaning of distortions. For what? Okay, I will give you some explanations and examples. We have two kinds of externality. One is a good externality, a positive externality. One is the negative externality. Okay, negative externality is key issues to discuss in market failure. The typical one is pollutions of the factory. Okay? Okay, we have a factory here, and we have another factories. Okay, this factory is engaged in manufacturing and expel a lot of pollutions through chimneys. Okay, pollutions. And then the factory workers of a neighboring, they inspire this very, chemical component airs. And then their health getting worse. And they went to hospital frequently, and their, labor power are reduced. Then these neighboring factories may get, bad influence from these guys, this pollutant. In this case, only a government can intervene and control these relations. Because this one is very bigger to prove. Okay? This makes a bad influence on this. It's very bigger. Okay? And also, in this case, okay, for the efficiency of a market, the government should intervene in the market. And also, once certain company occupy market share, monopoly, okay, like a 90% market share, even 10%, 100% market share, then they, without any control of pricing, they increase the the price or market price arbitrarily. And then in this case, only government can control these guys, this firm, which occupy the market. Okay, monopoly. Okay, these two factors, okay, externality and market occupier. To control these two market failure, we call this kind of phenomenon we called market failure. Market failure. In these two cases, price cannot control, to a normal status. Okay, even price is magic hand in the market, according to Adam Smith. And these two factors, which makes a market failure, can be only controlled by government intervene. Okay, so the reason why we are talking about these 9 factors, which makes whole economic theorem, is these factors, these principles should be kept in mind once you study economics, because each of economic theorem is related to one of these or mixed together. Okay, the multiple functions together, okay, to make decision of people, to make policy of government, to make also strategy of company, right there. Okay, we will continue last 3, okay, and next clip. Thank you.